And I'm Leela Pate.
And we're your hosts today. Today is Tuesday, December 1st, and we have a great show for you today. How are you, Leela?
I'm good.
Good.
December 1st, countdown to the 25th. Yay.
Yay.
Exciting.
Yes, I know. The sooner this year is over, the better, right? Sometimes.
You should say countdown to January.
Yeah. How was your weekend? Did you do any Cyber Monday shopping?
It was great. It was very restful and quiet, and we did some decorating. But yes, we took advantage of Cyber Monday.
Nice.
We usually try to do one purchase. Like last year, I remember we replaced our iPhones, which were like 7 years old.
Oh my
we
gosh.
had like iPhone 6s, and there was this big Cyber Monday deal, and so we replaced our iPhones. But this year, we replaced our 11-year-old TV.
Really?
That was not a smart TV. It was a 42-incher. And my husband went to Best Buy at 8 o'clock last night to pick up our new 65-inch TV.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Me as a certified couch potato, like I feel like having a nice TV is so important. So I am ecstatic for you, Leela.
Thank you. Thank you. And speaking of couch potato, did you know a couple of factoids about Cyber Monday? Since more consumers are doing their holiday shopping from their couches because of the pandemic, Amazon is supposedly really cashing in on Cyber Monday this year. Yes. So they said that this year's holiday shopping season has been their biggest in history. And they were saying that there was estimates of people spending $13 million per minute during the Cyber Monday peak.
Oh my gosh.
And that Amazon would be making 42 cents of every dollar of that.
42 cents. Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is swimming
Man,
in
he's
cash.
getting my money too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like Amazon. Anyway.
Yes.
So but I'm looking forward to the new year for sure. For like getting out there, getting back into exercise, and I think you've got some updates as well for some of our fitness centers
I do.
with COVID relations.
Yes. So starting this past Saturday, November 28th, Arlington County fitness facilities require a reservation for you to work out at their facility. So you can go to parks.arlingtonva.us, then go to facilities, and then you can go to reserve your time, and there you can select a location.
Got it.
So they have 45 to 90 minute time slots where you can do your workout, and you can select between, we have 4 fitness facilities. It's Fairlington, Langston Brown, Thomas Jefferson, and Madison.
Cool.
So get your workout on.
Yes, that's really good to know. Yeah, good for me. That's good. All right, well, we're really excited for our show today. We've got a lot of great stuff planned for you guys. We have our very first backyard interview that we'll be doing. After that, we have a 5-minute craft with Leanne, and then finally we have a new segment that we're going to call Top 5. So all of those things coming up today, so be sure to stick around to the end. But first, we're going to go to Sydney, who's going to give us the 55 Plus program forecast, talking about the programs that are coming up today. So take it away, Sydney.
Thanks, Nick and Leela. I hope everyone had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And I'm here to give a forecast of the programming in the next coming weeks. Here we go. So starting on Tuesday the 2nd, get some fresh air with a morning walk. On Thursday the 3rd, join the program It Takes a Village here in Arlington in the afternoon, or Winter Hibernation in the evening. On Friday the 4th, we're calling all collectors and collecting enthusiasts for the program Wedgwood Collectors Show and Tell. Also on the 4th, celebrate and bid farewell to the Lee Community Center with the program Old Lang Syne. As we go into next week, on Monday the 7th, test your painting skills with the very popular painting demo, or participate in the Travel Guru program, Trekking Hadrian's Wall, to be reminded of the days of travel. Miss that. On Tuesday the 8th, get a live music fix with Acoustic Cafe, or the very important program Coping with COVID-19. On Wednesday the 9th, we have individual Mac, iPad, iPhone tutoring. This is by appointment, and it's a very popular program. So if it's full, try for later in the month. We try to offer it weekly. On Thursday the 10th, celebrate the wonderful life of John Lewis with the afternoon tribute of John Lewis. And finally, closing out your week on Friday the 11th, get your steps in with the Aurora Hills Fast Forwards, or get festive with Holiday Jeopardy or your favorite holiday recipes. Have a great next 2 weeks, and kicking it back to Nick and Leela.
Thank you, Sydney. And definitely one of the highlights for this week is this Friday, December 4th at Lee. It's actually a virtual celebration, bidding a fond farewell to Lee Community Center with their Old Lang Syne celebration. So hopefully a lot of people will register for that.
Yeah. And looking beyond the next 2 weeks, we're really excited as well for our variety show that we have coming up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As we mentioned last week, we're going to be doing a big special variety show in place of all of those holiday programs that we usually have around this time of year. And there's all sorts of different fun activities that we have going on. We've got like entertainment, right? We've got some live entertainment that we're going to be including.
Got some live musical performances. We have Aisha Salazar from Virginia Cooperative Extension, who's going to be doing a holiday cooking segment.
Right.
And the best thing, all of the prizes that we're going to be giving away.
Yes, we're really excited to have some support from the Arlington Alliance for Senior Adult Programs and our senior advisory committees to be putting together some fun games with some prizes that you guys will be able to win. So make sure that you're going onto our website, parks.arlingtonva.us, and registering for all of these programs. All the programs that Sydney, of course, had mentioned. You can find more information on how to register, get your Zoom link, and participate in everything that's coming up. So, great. So next up we have Elizabeth, our very own Elizabeth Poole, one of the director at Langston Brown. She's actually going to do our backyard interview with one of our participants. So we're going to go now to Elizabeth to talk a little bit about some Hanukkah traditions. Take it away.
Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Poole and I'm here with Doris Parness, and she's going to tell us today a little bit about the celebration of Hanukkah. Hi Doris.
Hi, how are you?
And can you tell us what Hanukkah is?
Well, Hanukkah is, it started out as a minor Jewish holiday. Hanukkah means in Hebrew rededication. It's the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem after a terrible civil war, which I'll get into very quickly. In 158 approximately BCE, the Greek king Antiochus, who ruled what is now Israel, decreed the Jews couldn't practice their religion on pain of death. The Jews revolted under a man who actually every kid that's Jewish knows about Judah Maccabee, Judah the Hammer. He fought, won, went into the temple in Jerusalem and rededicated it. Now here's the interesting part of it. There was enough oil for one night and they lit it and prayed to God, but according to legend, it burned for 8 days instead of 1. Hence the story of Hanukkah, the miracle of Hanukkah. It burned for 8 days. That's why we have what is now a menorah, which are the 8 candles. This is not a traditional menorah. The one I use is, these are the soldiers marching in, Judah Maccabee soldiers marching into the temple. And here are the 8 candles. And the leader is the shamus. You light it one at a, the first night is 1 candle, 2 candles, and by the 8th night, there are 8 candles lit to celebrate the miracle. This is a traditional menorah, which you probably have seen in synagogues or pictures of. This is the more traditional one. Now, as far as menorahs go, I find it very interesting because in our synagogue, I've seen menorahs in the shape of Tommy the Tiger, an airplane, a railroad, and football players. And they're all with all room for 8 candles, and they're all menorahs. They're all legal. Depends on your tastes. As you can see, tastes have changed over the years. As far as presents go, it's now become a tradition of the first night, every night a kid gets a present. My grandkids, and one of them still is in law school, he still gets his 8 presents. What did I get? Not much, because in those days, I used to get a box of candy and maybe a quarter to go buy a comic book. It wasn't traditional to give presents. Over the years, nothing wrong with it. My daughter got a few presents, but not 8. And each generation, there are more and more presents. And now it's called like the Jewish Christmas because it comes around Christmas time, and the kids want their presents. So I mean, that's when they get their presents.
Well, that's great. And is there anything else that you like about this holiday that you'd like to share?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. In our synagogue, normally we would be having a big party, have a Friday night service, and then celebrate lighting the big menorah, and then have dinner and parties and Israeli dancing and singing. This year, of course, everything is done at home. But still, the menorahs are always lit at home because Jewish festivals are always home festivals as a rule. Whether it's Hanukkah or Passover or Purim or any of them, they're done at home usually.
Well, thank you, Doris. So there you have it, a wrap up, a little summary of Hanukkah. And we hope that if you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you. And now back to Nick.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Oh man, that was really cool to learn about Hanukkah and all those traditions.
Yes, and a thank you to Doris Parnas. Thank you so much for sharing your backyard with us.
Yeah.
I love these backyard interviews. We're going to start doing more of them. And thank you for sharing your story and the beautiful menorah that she had. I've never
Yeah.
seen one like that before.
Right, and
very unique.
Yeah, I didn't know. I learned about that it was about a civil war and all those different interesting details I wasn't aware of. So that's really cool.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yes, so we wish all of you who are celebrating happy Hanukkah, which is this year, it's December 10th through the 18th.
Yeah, great. So next up, we have a craft segment, and we here in OSAP know of somebody who is just really talented when it comes to crafts. She's with us here today. As you guys know, Leanne Canute. She's here to share a 5-minute craft about bow making, so we're going to go over to her now. All right, hi Leanne.
Hey Nick,
Nice
how are
to
you?
see you again.
Great to see you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in today and sharing with some of your craft skills. So first off, this looks amazing. Definitely, Leanne, we love it. And you're here today to talk to us a little bit about bow making, that's right?
Yes, I'm going to talk about my bow making journey.
Awesome.
Okay?
Very cool.
But let me just say from the outset that many of you probably have developed your own bow making techniques, and we invite you to share them in the chat. But if you're someone who has been challenged by bow making, I hope you enjoy my bow making journey. So why bows? Well, because it's that time of year where bows adorn everything from wreaths to trees to even little girls' dresses, not to mention gifts. So my obvious inability to tie a bow was magnified the day of my brother-in-law's wedding, when I had the responsibility for dressing the flower girl, who is also my 4-year-old daughter. So we go through the fluff and buff, and I've tied the bow. It took me 20 minutes to tie that bow. We walk out of the primping room, and as any 4-year-old girl is going to do when she has a puffy dress on, she twirls. And she twirled, and she twirled, and there went the bow. It unraveled totally, and it was hanging ribbons at the side of her dress. I must have tied that bow 10 times that day. And I was practicing, but it wasn't until an aunt handed me a safety pin and said, adhere the safety pin to the back of the bow, that it finally stayed for the rest of the day. But what that taught me was practice, practice, practice. And after that, I developed my own bow making technique, and it's very, very simple. I didn't develop it, I'm sure it's out there. But you just take a strip of ribbon, take it in half, one side over the other, I don't know what, and take your piece of wire that you have handy, wrap it around, and what you end up with is the bow that we have here. This one I've added a couple of little trinkets to the middle. You could add a circle, you could add whatever you would like. The other thing to take into consideration when you're making any type of bow is the width, the type of material, and as well as whether it's what you're going to adorn your bow. For instance, if you're going to adorn a smaller tree, you're going to want a thinner ribbon. If you're going to adorn put a bow at the top of a 5 to 7 foot tree, of course you want a thicker ribbon. The same thing goes for small wreaths, middle wreaths, or very, very large wreaths.
So would you consider that a thick ribbon or a thinner ribbon?
This actually could lie somewhere in between, and the reason is it's also very easy to use. It's netting,
Yeah,
and it's very flexible.
got it.
The type of ribbon that I'm going to demonstrate for an outdoor wreath, that's not very flexible. So it's really up to you what size you want. Some people prefer having the smaller, thinner ribbons, and I have quite an assortment here on the table to show you. You could use any type of ribbon. So the width of the ribbon, the other thing is whether it is wired or not. Wired ribbon is so forgiving. It's much easier to make a bow with a wired ribbon because if we were losing our dexterity in our fingers, this is very forgiving. So you can get fancy, you can have lots of loops, or you can just do simple. I have a couple of ribbons here, this could be a wreath bow, this could be a present bow, and as you see on our wreaths back here, I want to emphasize that you will find some people say, oh, it has to have 3 on the outside, 2 in the middle to be a wreath bow. No, it could be whatever your heart decides. So, again, the simple ribbon, and now I am going to share with you another story about my next phase of ribbon making. So we're living in base housing, but base housing, very Spartan, aesthetically not pleasing accommodations with these huge garbage can corrals outside front.
Oh, wow.
And they were not very pleasing. And you tried decorating them during the holidays, and that's exactly what we did. And once again, it was my daughter who said, Mom, let's put a big bow on this. So I went to the local craft store back in the early 90s, and I bought my next bow making adventure. It's just a piece of wood with dowels. And how it helps is take a piece of wire, lay it in the middle, cut a 16-inch piece, and the 16 inch is the length of your piece of wood.
Does it have like marks on there for
Yep.
the size? It's pretty cool.
And these are all over the internet right now, much more sophisticated ones.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember, this is the early 90s. And you just take the end of your bow, you put it down the middle. However, it's got little marks on it, and you can make it however length of loop you want, 4, 5, 6, whatever you would like to do. I like to stay somewhere around 4. And you twist, and you just goes back and forth. So for those that have, again, losing maybe our dexterity in our fingers, this is a very, very, very good tool because it's holding it for us, and we're just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I know we have limited time here, Nick, so what I did was I made one of these, and I did several loops. I think this has 10 on
Wow.
each side. You take the wire at the end. Before you take it out, remember, you put your wire down beneath there. You just bring it over, tie it off, and voila. This side I've puffed out. This side I haven't. So this is one of those things you sit in front of the TV and you just take it and you puff it.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? Go back to that poofing I did way back when with my little girl.
Yeah.
So I'm poofing the bow. And once you get it, it's got this long piece of wire. Once you complete it, you can make your streamer as long as you want. This is a 16 inch. If you're making a bow for a big wreath and you want it to dangle all the way down, well, of course, then your first piece needs to be much longer that you put on your device.
Got it.
So those are my simple bow making techniques, and they're not mine. They're from this wonderful, I don't know what you would call this. What would you call this,
I don't
Nick?
know, a bow making device.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's several different types of bows. You can make a floral bow, a pew bow, a wreath bow, a treetop bow, a bow for a little girl's hair, a bow
Yeah.
for a dress, anything. And we can provide you with those instructions if you're interested. Just email us at OSAP at,
ArlingtonVA.us, yes.
there you go.
That's
And we can,
OSAP at ArlingtonVA.us. We'll definitely post that as well below.
that sounds great. And remember, ribbon, scissors, wire. Really simple.
Got it.
Okay,
All right, thank you so much, Leanne. This was beautiful, so nice for the holiday. So that wraps up this segment. Let's head back to Leela for the next part of the show.
Thank you, Leanne. That was wonderful. Leanne is our 55 plus Martha Stewart. And if any of you try this at home, we would love to see your creation. So if you try the bow at home, take a picture of it and send it to us at osap@arlingtonva.us because we would love to see it. So to our next segment we're very excited about. It is 55 Plus Live Top 5, our new segment, and this is all about your favorite things. So we just want to know what your favorite things are, from books to movies that you love, to your favorite takeout places in Arlington. So a survey was actually sent out to all of our 55 plus members with the e-news last week. And if you could just take some time to fill out that survey, we are compiling that information and then having our top 5, our 55 Plus Live top 5 at the end of every show. So for this week, we are counting down the top 5 winter light displays in the area. And here to talk to us about this, who is very knowledgeable about winter light displays, is our very own Elizabeth Poole.
Hi, Leela.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
I'm so glad you're here with us today because I know you're the winter light display guru. So some of you may not know, but Elizabeth and I actually worked together before Arlington County at the city of Gaithersburg. And Elizabeth was a special events coordinator, and she actually created one of the biggest light displays in the DMV. So we're actually going to be talking about right now the top 5 Christmas, or actually holiday light displays. And we're gonna start with number 5. Drum roll, please.
Okay, it's the Festival of Lights at Watkins Mill Regional Park, and it's in Upper Marlboro. And this show is has been running quite a long time. It's the longest running one that I'm aware of. So yes, and this is our top, our 5th place light show.
Yes, and I just love this picture right here.
Yes.
With the Santa going into, I guess I don't know if it's the North Pole or whatever.
It's a beautiful park. The setting is lovely.
Okay, and this is about, how far away from Arlington is Watkins Regional Park? About 30?
I would say maybe 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in PG County.
Okay.
Around the Beltway, yeah.
Okay, great. So this is our number 5. And our next on our top 5, which is number 4 on the list, is Ice and Lights, the Winter Village at Cameron Run. And this one is in Alexandria. And it's actually not just a light display, but it's a little village that has ice skating. It has some other activities. It has like a s'mores fire pit, things like that. And we definitely recommend that you look on their website and just check out their COVID restrictions. I know that masks will be required. But I know I haven't actually been to Cameron Run yet. Have you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
I look forward to going.
Right. This is actually relatively new. I think this is either the second year that they're doing this. So so I hope that many of you can check this one out because it's close by and you'll have a chance to actually get out of your car and walk around and enjoy some of the activities. So next.
So Bull Run Festival of Lights, many of you probably have heard about this one. It's been around since 1990, and it also is set in a lovely park setting as well.
Yes, and this one is in Centerville.
Centerville.
So also not far, 30 to 40
Yeah.
minutes. And what we do love about going to see light displays, especially at Bull Run and the Festival of Lights at Watkins Regional Park, is that you're in your car, it's very safe.
Socially distancing activity.
Right, exactly, and it's also so festive. And most of these lights, you can, aren't they kind of connected to a radio station? sometimes.
I think,
so.
yeah, it depends on the light show.
Right.
But, you know, Wash FM right now is playing music, so just
Right.
turn on that dial and you can have your holiday music.
Yes. Get your hot chocolate and put on your holiday music and go through the light show. So number 2 on our list is Meadowlark's Winter Walk of Lights. And I actually visited this. Last night, and because it was actually all sold out over the Thanksgiving weekend. And it is beautiful. This is a picture that I took right here, and it's just this beautiful forest of lights. Many of you might have gone to it already, but it was $18 admission to get in, and we just took our time walking through. Everyone wore masks. Everyone was good with sticking with their groups and being socially distant. They had a lot of features to music, which was kind of fun, you know.
I love the garden theme that
Yes.
is throughout the park.
Yes, it was all nature center,
Yes.
everything. So it was beautiful. So yes, Meadowlark. Hopefully you can go to that too, because it's in Vienna, not too far away.
And a great place to take pictures because you can be right up against the light displays. So.
Yeah, I took some great pictures last night, including this one. And so, drum roll for the
Yes.
final top one, number 1 Winter Lights display.
Number 1 light show is Winter Lights Festival of Light in Seneca Creek State Park, and that is in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and it is fantastic. It is a fantastic light show. It's 25 years old this year.
25 years old.
Yep.
Oh, good. So, so like I had mentioned, Elizabeth and I worked together at the city of Gaithersburg. Elizabeth, tell us a little more about your background with the city of Gaithersburg and why Winter Lights is so special to you.
So 25 years ago, I helped create this event, and it was an idea. I saw a light show up in West Virginia, and I thought, wow, Gaithersburg community could really use a light show. So after lots of investigation on where to have it, we picked Seneca Creek State Park, and it is a beautiful place. And it has a lake. We have lake displays, and it is great. I work with a lot of people trying to create this show, and it was just, it's amazing that it's still going. It's amazing that thousands of people go every year, and it just kind of special for me since I started at the ground level, and now it's, you know, been continuing all these years.
Right. You really grew it into, I think, what it
I feel
is
like it's
today.
my baby.
Yes, yes. And it's one of the most popular light displays in the area. And this is what Elizabeth started. So what makes this light display a little bit different from others in the area?
So it is 3.5 miles long.
Okay.
It has over 450 light displays.
Oh, wow.
65 of them are animated, so they look like they're moving, which makes it fun. We actually designed some of the actual light displays just for our show. So we came up with an idea, and we sent it to the manufacturer, and they created a light display for us.
Oh, that's so
We
interesting.
also have 2 displays that were designed by local high school students in the
Okay.
show. And that was fun. We had a contest, and they submitted their artwork, and we turned those into light displays.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of makes that special and unique for this light show.
Right. Well, I remember I used to go to it all the time. I haven't been in a few years, but I am going to go to it this year because I know it's one of the bigger and really nicer light displays in the area.
It is number 1.
It's number 1. And I remember working in the booth one year for it, and that was just a lot of fun. So if our 55 plus members want to drive across the bridge to go to this, let's give them some logistics.
Okay, it's not that far.
Yeah, you do have to
It's
go across
40
the bridge.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes with no traffic. And I would go during the week because it's $12 during the week and $15 on the weekend, so it's a
That's
little bit
really
of a
good.
discount there. And also you probably won't have as long of lines and the traffic won't be as bad. So, you know, go on a Tuesday or a Wednesday when you know that the traffic won't be so bad.
Right.
But once you get there, it's amazing. We have a lake there and there's displays on the lake and that makes it so magical, and it's a really fun activity for everyone, any age.
That's awesome. Well, were there any COVID restrictions or any other tips to optimize their visit?
They do recommend that you buy your tickets online, which makes it easy for you.
Okay.
And then at the ticket booth, they're asking that you wear your mask.
Okay.
And that's the only restrictions. They have a lot of activities that are normally, they have a run, they have a wine tasting and a dog walking event inside the light show at different days, but because of COVID, they've been canceled this year, but we look forward to having, you know, they're gonna have them next year, so keep that in mind.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing all of that information. And I hope that everybody gets to go out to Gaithersburg to check out the Winter Lights Festival at Seneca Creek State Park. And that wraps up our 55 Plus Live Top 5 and our show for the day. So we thank you so much for joining us. One more reminder to please fill out that survey because we want to cover a lot of interesting topics with our 55 Plus Live Top 5 segment. So please fill out that survey. And if you would like more information about the light displays that we talked about here today, or if you just have any feedback at all about our 55 Plus Live show, please email us at osap@arlingtonva.us. And Nick, would you like to come in just to
That's
end
all
the
right.
show?
Yeah, we'll see you guys next
December 15th.
December 15th. December 15th. We hope to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.